You're rolling.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Who's tired? I'm exhausted, you know? Block party down on Bay Street on Friday, yesterday yard work, I'm tired. But anyway, it's nice to see you all here this morning. For those who don't know, my name is Sally Watts, and I welcome you here today to our senior center, our home away from home. And my mic's not on? No, it's not. Hello. Yeah.
There you go.
Starting over. Hello. Who's tired? Welcome everybody to our senior center. This is our home away from home until we get reopened, and we'll have a little announcement on that one later. So I want to just take a moment to honor the first people of Florence, the Saisla Indians, and we give thanks to the tribe, the Confederated Tribes of the Coos, Lower Oquan, Saisla Indians, for taking such great stewardship of the land and the air and the water we breathe. The water we breathe? The water. I'm not an outdoor person.
Not yet.
And I am tired. Anyway, we wish to give thanks to the tribe, to their generations, past, present, and future. As we do often, we're going to stand as you are able. We're going to open our service by singing hymn number 123. The words are in the program. If you don't know the melody, Jeff will play it loud for us so we can sing along, or just enjoy others singing. Jeff?
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Thank you, Jeff. So real brief announcements. I remind everybody to turn off your cell phones or put them on mute. And for those who've never been here before, the restrooms are in the back of that direction. There is a restroom for the men and a restroom for the women. Isn't that lovely? Tuvia, Karen, would you like to do the honors? We have a special presentation today, and I ask that you come forward and stand behind the podium here. Come on up here, Laura. And I'm going to take the picture. So is everybody else. Great. Good.
Sally, come on in this too.
No.
Okay, so this is Laura Smith. And Laura is from Friends of Florence. And they were our community partner for the months of May and June. And so we have a check for $1,248 to present to them.
Yes. Nice photograph. I'm going to let Jim do the photographing.
Okay.
And you'll send it to me?
Very natural.
Okay.
And thank you all very much. This is really going to help, especially with gas costing $80 a day to get over there and back, Monday through Friday. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura.
$80 a day, that's $240 a week.
Wow. We got a math major. And a science teacher, right? Or if you don't know, she used to volunteer at the school teaching science. Fabulous woman to know. You're invited to stay after service today. Donna Smith will be here afterwards to host a dialogue circle. Probably wherever she is, just follow her to a table. And then she's got her class on raising consciousness. You're all invited to stay and be a part of both. So inside the program today, which I don't have in front of me, but there are some things coming up, right? We've got the Chris Chandler concert tonight. Thank you. So doors are going to open at 5:30. Is that right, Ruth?
Yes.
5:30. Concert will start at 6. So that's going to be a wonderful thing. And on the 20th, we're going to meet at Foof. We're going to go caravan and carpool and go hike the Waxburgle Trail. Next Sunday's service is kind of a surprise, so you have to be here to enjoy it. And then another carpool to Kentucky Falls on the 27th. Dennis Reynolds will be with us on the 31st. And connecting with your soul meditation class with Dean Schrock, etc., etc. And we love this opening words. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So thank you, Donna, for that. Let's see, what else is coming up? Deborah, do you have an update you want to give on the building? Come on forward. I'll raise the microphone for the tall president.
Well, the renovation project is coming along. The painting was completed this last week, and it looks really nice. There's still a bit of touch-up to do. I know we went round and round about the color for quite a while, but the color turned out to be a good choice. I got to see it when it was pure white with the primer on it, and it didn't look very good, but it looks like a warm hug when you go in there now. It's just kind of a soft off-white. It looks really nice. Tomorrow, Steve and Dick will start installing the cabinets and countertops in the kitchen. And the next day on Tuesday, our contractor, Juan Maldonado, will start installing the flooring. So
That's the flooring in the kitchen, right?
the flooring in the whole south end of the building.
Okay, got it.
The cafe, kitchen, hallway, and bathrooms, and closet. So the way things have been going, it's hard to say exactly how long those things are going to take at this point. It was planned to take a week, but who knows, it could take longer. After that, we still need to put the bathrooms back together, do the trim work, and install all the doors, some other details. So at this point, we are officially over budget and over schedule.
No surprise.
Big surprise with construction projects, but fortunately, our church does have enough cash reserves to cover the overage, and the board of directors has come up with a way to fund the rest of the projects. Hopefully we will be done about a month from now. Are there any questions about what's going on?
Can you go? No questions.
Well, thanks, Deborah, for that. It's always nice to have an update. I know Judy's got a request of some folks here. We're going to be doing maybe a grand reopening party. She's going to look for some volunteers. Is that it? So I've got Mark has a couple of comments, and Judy, you want to come forward? You've got some comments, and then we'll continue on. Come on.
So I have a couple of announcements of events this week. One of them is tomorrow night City Council meeting, and this is a communique from Mike Allen from Florence Climate Emergency Campaign. Please support our climate petition by attending the Florence City Council meeting on Monday, July 18th at 5:30 p.m. That's tomorrow night. Now that we have over 1,000 signatures, I will present the petition for the 5th time. It's important to let the mayor, city councilors, and candidates for mayor and city council, and the electorate know the depth of concern about the climate crisis that is exhibited by such a large number of signatures from all over the world. It's also important that we show a physical presence at the meeting, so please join me in solidarity when I again read the petition at public input. And you can also go on the city's site and sign in to make a comment or submit evidence or whatever you want about the issue. That's on the website, the way to do that. And the other event, which I mentioned last week, is this Thursday, the 21st, from 6 to 8 p.m. Join the Lane County Climate Equity and Resilience Task Force to get involved in local climate resilience planning efforts at the Lane County's Coastal Communities Climate Strategies Workshop. And it says that you're supposed to register, but at this point, you don't need to register. You can just come to the fire and rescue station, which is on 2625 US 101. And we have people coming to us from the Climate Change Resiliency Task Force in Eugene, and they're going to talk to us about the coast and what we should do and what we can do. Yeah.
Date and time again, please.
That is Thursday, July 21st, this Thursday, from 6 to 8 p.m. And again, you don't have to register. And it's at the Siuslaw Fire and Rescue Station on 101. Thank you. Put some flyers out here as reminders if you need.
So I'm the clipboard queen today, so I'll try and do this fast. First, the reopening is coming, and we want to make it a kind of special series of events, maybe a special month or 6 weeks. So we're looking for folks that would like to help us plan events. What should we be doing? Should we do open houses? Should we have Starlight Cabaret? So, clipboard number 1, if you're interested in working with the team to help figure out how to make this grand opening really special, this one's for you. Second one, free lunch. First Thursday every month. We had a pretty darn good team of people doing it, and about half of those people are unable to participate now. So we're a little light. So I'm especially reaching out to you new folks who haven't maybe gotten involved in the community yet. Yes. This is about an hour and a half to 2 hours of your time once a month to help feed folks that just need food. Information about it here, put your name, email, I'll contact you and give you all the details about that. And finally, Florence Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, in cooperation with Florence Indivisible, is sponsoring and working together on a large Get Out the Vote project this election season. It's intended to encourage voters who don't typically vote in these kinds of elections to get out there and vote. Not particularly partisan, just really encouraging folks that they need to vote. We are setting a goal between FOOF and Florence Indivisible, trying to do 10,000 letters before the election.
Yes.
So, in doing that, I have quite a few partners around here, but I'm looking for you all to help. We need money for stamps, we need people who will write letters, we need people who will print letters, we need people who will have their house, as Sally does, as a place for pickup and drop off. I'll talk about this more in weeks to come, don't want to take up all the time now. If this is a project you've got some interest in, just note it and I'll get in touch with you, we can talk more. Also, I have packets today at the end of service. If you do want to check out a packet of 20 letters to write, I'll talk you through it and we'll get you started on it.
This endeavor that Judy has taken on along with Darlene is huge. Unitarian Universalist Association has something called You the Vote, and they're doing everything they can to encourage Unitarian Universalists around the country to vote. They're not telling you how to vote, who to vote for, they're just saying vote, because we know if you vote, you can have an impact. And FOOF has boldly taken on this challenge with Indivisible to send out 10,000 letters. And it's pretty easy. You fill in the blanks with your own handwriting, you sign it, put it in an envelope, and seal it, and we'll mail it for you. But we just need people who want to do the letters, 10, 20, 100, 200 at a time. See Judy, okay? It's a really cool deal. Ron, did you have something to share?
Sorry?
Are you sitting there, or are you just...
Oh, no, I'm sitting here.
Okay,
I just felt uncomfortable without a mask.
okay, got it. We do have some extra masks, I'll make sure you get. Does anybody else have any announcements? Kara, did you have something?
Yeah, I've got the clipboard for the greeters, if anybody wants to sign up.
Yeah. Do you need a greeter next week?
No?
Okay, week after?
Judy.
Week after?
Week after is Judy.
Okay, so you're good for a couple weeks.
Well, but, and then the week after is June Hunter.
Okay, so we're good for a couple of weeks. Yeah, okay. So in case you don't know, FOOF is the clipboard church of the world. I think that's true with any church that tries to encourage your spiritual giving, right? Any other announcements? Is there anybody here today for the first time, or Linda, it's been a while, right? So this is Linda Yelly, Y'all remember Bruce? This is his sister.
Yay.
That's not my house secret.
Okay, well, for now it is. So they get the connection. This is Bruce Yelley's sister, Linda. So everybody say hi to Linda. So Linda, I've got a book for you, and I would like to, Santa, could you come up and get one of these books and give that to Linda? She was visiting here many years ago and is back again, lives in Eugene. And this is a book that we have called Windows to the Lights, Haiku Meditation. We hope you enjoy it. It's our gift to you. Okay? Thank you for being here. And anybody else? Everybody else looks pretty familiar. So there you have it. So I'm going to invite, Zana, would you like to light the chalice? Since Catherine's sitting way back there, I think she's trying to be.
There were no seats left.
Okay, there's the clicker. You know how to use that one? Right there. There you go. These words come from Bruce Selworth, titled A Communion of Heart and Soul. For the gift of this day and for our community of spiritual nurture and compassion, we give thanks. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith. May our sparks meet and merge in communion of heart and soul. Blessed be. Catherine does have some joys and concerns. She'll lead us through that. And let's see if I've got any too. I'm going to put on my mask and take it from there.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's like it's good to see these tables full, you know? I came in, there were no seats. I like that. This is the time of the service where we share our joys and concerns. We do this to get support, and we do this to inspire others when we have a joy. Because all of us are touch all that whole array of emotion and events all the time. So anyone who needs to share, who wants to share, please line up here.
Well, I didn't really plan to do this one. Okay. I didn't really plan to do this today, but I'm in disguise, so it's okay. My joy is that I have completed 4 rounds of chemotherapy.
Yay.
And I am so done with that. It's a terrible way to lose weight. I don't advise it for anybody. Anyone, stage 1, I'm done, I'm clean, I'm good to go. And someday I'll have hair again. Thank you for all of your support, your prayers, the card you sent, and for all of my dear friends here. I couldn't have done it without you.
I tell Xana she's the phoenix rising from the ashes.
She is.
She
Feeling the
is.
ashes part a little bit.
Yeah. And Tuvia has something he would like to share. Read.
And read, my very good and dear friend. My
Get.
very good and dear friend Jim McDermott just had some extensive surgery in his mouth for his teeth. And I thought, well, during Joys and Concerns, I wanted to wish him well. But Jim's not the only one, because we're all aging. So, Jim, in your honor, this is an ode to aging called Isn't Aging Fun?
Speak loudly into that.
It is inevitable as the sun rises in the morning, aging. We're all aging. Things are shifting in all departments. The belly, the butt, sagging arms and disappearing biceps. And upstairs, the hairline begins to recede. Or even better than that, what hair? Bones cry out for attention. Hip replacements, knee replacements, swollen joints, arthritis, tendonitis, gout, pain in the back, pain in the wrist, pain in the fingers, and pain in the toes. Ah, it's all just a pain in the rear end. Do you see where I'm going? There's glaucoma, floaters, bright flashes, and other ailments of the eyes. Then come the glasses and bifocals and trifocals, and all the organs also begin to cry out for attention. There's diabetes, pre-diabetes, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, plaque in the arteries, liver and kidney dysfunction. There's the intestine and regularity, or lack thereof, and perhaps a kidney stone or two. Just pass it on. Then there's the teeth. Cavities needing fixing up, and when fixing up doesn't work, there's tooth extraction, root canals, implants, dentures. What a party going on in the mouth. There just seems to be so many aches and pains, and more pains of endless and infinite varieties. There's just so much to chew on. After all is said and done, let's not forget the pills. Bring on the pills. Big pills, little pills, some pills so tiny you can't grasp them with your fingers, but place them in the pill organizer. There are round pills, square pills, triangular pills, and other assortments of pills in all kinds, geometric shapes. There are pink pills, white pills, lavender pills, green pills, and what'll they think of next? Perhaps rainbow-colored pills. Just swallow that. And no one has to wonder why there are so many pharmaceutical millionaires. But perhaps the best cure for all these aches and pains that come with aging is a good laugh among friends and the will to live another day.
Well, if I didn't feel old before that.
I thought that was really great. I'm not going to affirm any of that for myself, actually, but we'll see how I do. Oh, Jean, please. And Jean-compatible pets are welcome, correct?
Yeah,
Compatible.
yes.
Compatible.
Yes, I
Yes.
have a little dog.
Yeah.
And she loves everything and everybody, but.
Okay. Okay, we're done here. One short thing here. From Dr. Martin Luther King, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear.
Drop another shell for you, shall I,
Yes,
Catherine,
yes,
for all
please.
those who are watching or even here right now who
Oh,
choose not to
please.
come forward. We hold any of your joys and concerns with you. We are with you, and with this shell, we honor you. Okay, thank you. So we do have a responsive reading this morning, and it's a separate sheet of paper. Song is on one side, responsive reading is on the other. If you'd like to share that with me, I sure would appreciate it. I don't want to read all alone. So it's called The Freedom to Doubt. Anybody need one of those sheets? This is by Paul Stephen Dodenhoff. The freedom to doubt, to question, to be content to live in mystery is central to the liberal religious tradition.
Like the process of evolution itself, the path we follow, our practice, if you will, is not easy or simple.
It isn't without its dead ends or its disappointments.
It doesn't guarantee that all our conclusions will be final, or that we will ever find an answer to all our questions.
But also, like the process of evolution, it is filled with great expressions of beauty and awe that are sometimes born of great struggle, and at other times come as unexpected grace. Blessings. Jeff has selected a wonderful hymn for us this morning. The words are on the back of that responsive reading, and I'm hoping you can read it. We had to kind of shrink it to fit it on one page. And it's called, I Wish I Knew How. Jeff's going to lead us through this. If you'd like to stand and sing, that would be great. If you're uncomfortable doing that, just hum along or just enjoy. Nobody will know because you have a mask on, right? So are you going to take it away?
Take it
Take
away.
it away. Number 151. I wish I
Starts
knew
right
how.
in. I don't think there's an intro. I might have taken a few liberties with the melody line.
Just see what we do.
Roll.
Sing loud, Jeff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It gives me a great pleasure to reintroduce you to Reverend Donna Smith, who travels all the way from Roseburg, Sutherland, to be with us today. I welcome you here at the podium. Her message today is, what is it? Blessings. Blessing the past to find freedom now. Will you join us up here, Donna? We welcome you up here. That's a good thing.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I leave the choice of music in the capable hands of Jeff, and he did an excellent job today. That was a wonderful song. Thank you, Jeff. Well, on my way over today, it got sunnier and sunnier as I came. The big bridge is done. We can actually go across that. And I noticed that where the elk normally roam, they've done some, it looked like planned burning.
Yeah, they did.
So the elk aren't there, because I doubt they want to lay down and get all sooty. So I know I wouldn't. So I didn't get to see the elk this morning, but that's okay, maybe on the way home. So it's really, really good to see you this morning. And yes, I'm going to talk about blessing the past to find freedom now. Part of the human condition is holding on to the past. And I think you can probably all relate to that. There are wonderful things about the past that we carry in our hearts. You know, the lessons that we bring forward to help us live fuller lives. And these are really easy to see as blessings. However, when we hold onto the fearful things and continue to bring them into our present life with unforgiveness, anger, and resentment, they affect us very deeply in ways that are not life-enhancing. Now, these painful experiences of the past keep us stuck and unable to move forward with freedom. Because we don't like these things, do we? You know, we want to change them. We want to pretend like they didn't happen. They shouldn't have happened. These, you know, all of these things that we're involved in with these horrible people should not have happened. You know, that's how we think. You know, and so we say, we have a right to be angry. We have a right to be resentful. And I can totally understand those feelings. I've had them before myself. And we keep bringing these things up, rehashing them, because we want to talk about them. It helps us to at least feel some sense of control. What if we consciously deconstruct and reshape those painful experiences? This means looking at everything in a different way. The Course in Miracles says that we as humans think upside down. Seeing those things in the past from a consciousness of fear is actually thinking upside down. So what if we could think right side up instead of coming from fear? Remember the Rumi's the guest house? You know, Rumi was the Persian poet. He was born in 1207, and his poems and teachings are just timeless. They're wonderful. Well, here's the guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So can we look back and see all these people we hold grudges against as gifts sent from beyond? Monia Cohen said, do good, speak good, think good. Realize that every being we encounter is an enlightened being, disguised to show us the way. Some show us how we should not be, others as we should be. She is a Zen Buddhist. The first Unitarian Universalist principle is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. That's the first one. It doesn't say unless that person does something that you don't like, or unless that person thinks differently than you. No, it doesn't say that, does it? Jesus said, love thy neighbor as thyself. He did not say, if they think like you and do what you want them to do either, did he? There are no conditions on Jesus' teachings or the first principle of you. Because every person is a divine being. People who do things to hurt others are steeped very deeply in fear. They do not feel loved. We know that fear is the ego. We know that the ego is insane. We know that when you are in fear, you are not acting rationally, and certainly not acting from love. So can we look at these past experiences, or maybe even some of the current experiences we're having, differently? Can you see the divinity in another beyond their actions? You do not have to accept the actions of others. But you can look back and see that they were living in fear, and they were always calling out for help. The Course in Miracles says that all attack is a call for love. All attack is a call for love. So can we deconstruct and reshape by looking back and try to understand what was happening with that person who was hurting you in any way? So as we look back deeper into these experiences and into the lives of those involved, you may want to investigate your thoughts that you were having during that time also. Research has shown that most people do not remember what actually happened in detail in the past. And some can't even recall exactly what happened. I know my sister and I go round and round about those things. You know, you remember this? No, we didn't do that. We do that a lot, you know, in joy and fun, but we never hardly agree. But what happens is we create scenarios in our mind based on our experiences in the world and our perceptions that we have developed because of those experiences. And we also do this with a goal of trying to be in control. And we're never in control, but we really try to be in control. And that is how we live our lives, all of us. We are all living our lives in our heads based on our perceptions and based on how much we believe that voice in our heads. Now, we've talked about that little voice in our heads before. Well, the problem with that little voice in our heads is that we believe it. That little voice in our heads is the ego, okay? That little voice is trying to, in fact, you've given it a job to do. You've given it a job to help you feel like you have some sense of control in the world. But it is crazy, okay? Deconstructing and reshaping takes a lot of courage and a deep willingness to set yourself free from the past. The Course in Miracles also says, all your past except its beauty is gone, and nothing is left but a blessing. So how do we see the blessing in some of these things that we have gone through? There is a process. It's called the gift of the blessing. And it was presented to us by Greg Braden. It is a quality of thought, feeling, and emotion that allows us to clear the anger and the resentment and the hurt from our bodies without condoning what has happened. It allows us to accept what has happened. Now, through acceptance of what has happened, the gift of the blessing acts as an emotional lubricant that helps us move those emotions through our bodies and out, because they have been stuck there for a long time in many cases. So when these emotions of anger, resentment, hate, or sadness get stuck in our bodies will most likely experience disease and unhealthy effects. The Abraham teachings say, we are not sick because we think of sickness. We stay sick once we are sick because we think of sickness. But we get sick because we don't like that man at work, or we are still holding on to anger and talking about something that someone did to us 25 years ago. People want better lives in the midst of what is happening in our world today. So how you feel about yourself is very important in facing these challenges. And why is this so important? Because how can we pray for peace while having feelings of anger and resentment in our hearts? We cannot do that. We cannot be feeling fear and love at the same time. They are mutually exclusive. We cannot pray prayers of love and compassion and healing while still holding on to those hatreds. So why does this gift of the blessing work? There's a field of intelligence that permeates all that is. Science is finally accepting this. They are calling it the quantum hologram. The Noetic Sciences Institute calls it nature's mind, or the mind of God. Our universe is like a hologram. What is a hologram? A hologram is a pattern in nature where each piece will hold all of the elements of the whole. Do you remember they used to have these hologram things? I have one that was Jesus, three-dimensional. When you cut them, the pieces will have the whole image within it. I don't know, am I that old? Nobody said yes. Okay, well that's what it's like. So what does that mean? That means each of us is the universe as a whole. That to me puts a whole lot of importance on each and every person in this world and on each and every thing. And does that not make it easier to feel worthy and see the worthiness in others when you know that? We're all worthy. We just get covered up with this fear. And so the diamonds, that we are can't shine through. That's what's happening. Well, this intelligence that is everywhere present, at all points in space, including you, responds to human emotion. Our consciousness is holographic. If a change occurs in any part of consciousness of anyone, it is mirrored throughout the collective whole. And that's why prayer works. That's why distance healing works. And if you are a Reiki master or you've ever worked with a Reiki master, you know that it works. That's why a mother knows when her child has been hurt or something has happened to their child who lives clear across the country, and they know at the very moment that it happens. Our universe is a living, breathing entity, and And every part, every person, every tree, and every rock is a part of that. Rocks are consciousness. So when you're throwing rocks, remember that. Where are you throwing those rocks? Hopefully in something soft, right? But that's why our thoughts are so powerful. And that's why it is important that we change our thoughts and feelings of fear, hatred, and anger to thoughts and feelings of love and compassion and understanding. This is how powerful we are. Now we live in 3 different ways: thought, feeling, and emotion. And it is in bringing these 3 together that we can speak to this intelligence that we call God, or whatever you feel more comfortable calling it. Thought is an idea that directs our emotion. Emotion is the source of power that drives us forward toward our goals. And there are only 2 emotions, fear and love. So, you have a thought, and what is driving it? Is it the fear or is it love? Now, a thought without emotion is harmless. It is when we attach emotion to our thought that we breathe life into the creations of thoughts and ideas that we have. Feeling represents the union of thought and emotion and allows us to experience this union. That is why feeling is the key to prayer. It is the key to our intentions that we make. And our feeling is important in this process called the gift of the blessing. The gift of the blessing works because it is impossible to be in a place of judgment or polarity and be in the presence of the gift of the blessing. Our consciousness must be cleared of anger and rage before we can begin to receive the gift of the blessing. There is no power in fear. The only power that we have is love. Therefore, if we want to change ourselves or the world, we must transcend the fear that motivates us to the thoughts and actions that we are currently experiencing. We must go beyond that fear. Now, the process of the gift of the blessing. There are 3 components to our hurts. Those who suffer, those who inflict the suffering, and those who witness the suffering. In order to give and receive the gift of the blessing, we must bless all 3 components. You may need to do this again and again and again until you have moved those emotions through your body. And you may experience tears, and that is wonderful because tears is saying that you are moving those emotions through your body. Now, it may be difficult to do this at first, but it works. You know, I can only share with you things that I've actually experienced in my life and the things that I believe that work for our higher good. That's all I can do. And I used this process when I went through a divorce. I felt like I was betrayed and lied to, and I was very angry and hurt. I was depressed, and for a long time I did nothing but stay at home and be angry and cry. But I had spiritual tools. And also during that time I discovered the gift of the blessing. Now I knew I had to forgive and release in order to get that anger out of my heart. And I was trying all my spiritual tools because I knew I wanted to do that. But nothing was really making it happen. So I sat down one morning with extreme reluctance and twisted mouth and face, you know, and I began the process of the gift of the blessing. In fact, Greg Braden has a CD and can guide you through this. It's a beautiful CD. So first, I blessed myself as the sufferer. I blessed myself as the one who was betrayed, who was lied to, whose life had been turned upside down, and whose future was torn from me. Second, I blessed my husband as the one who inflicted the suffering, as the one who lied and betrayed me, as the one who hurt me and took my future from me, as the one who took advantage of me, and as the one who took his love from me. Now, I know that sounds all negative, but that's what I was feeling, and you must be very honest in this process. Thirdly, I blessed myself as the witness, as the one who had to look at myself and be with myself going through this hurt. I did this every day for months, and I cried every time. It takes commitment. And I had commitment because I wanted to go beyond this. Then one day, I remember it well, I realized that I was actually looking forward to giving the blessing. And I realized that my face and my mouth weren't all contorted in, defiance anymore. And this time I cried, it was in joy. And as I cried, this wonderful feeling of understanding and compassion filled my heart. And I felt only love for my ex-husband. Forgiveness truly did fill my heart. Not only that, I could see clearly why he did what he did. And it had nothing to do with me. So that's the gift of the blessing. It brings things back into perspective. So I knew then that I had received the gift of the blessing, and then I sent it out to my ex-husband. And now I look at the time with him as a wonderful learning experience. He taught me how to forgive. He gave me a lot of things to forgive. And it was wonderful. And after that, we became very good friends, and we were friends up until he passed. So please remember that the gift of the blessing does not mean you condone what has happened. It only allows us to accept what has happened, so we may move those emotions through our bodies and transcend the level of experience and come from that higher place of understanding, compassion, and power. You cannot transcend what you don't accept. And acceptance does not mean that you have to like it. It just means that you accept that it happened. Okay. There is no power in fear. Our only power is in love. So I hope that you will add the gift of the blessings to your spiritual toolbox. And because you really do this for you. And once you have been gifted with the gift of the blessing, then that's what you can give to others and to the world. That works because of the holographic pattern of our existence and our universe. Now, it is also a process you may want to consider in the current experience of the war. This process is a very powerful tool that touches all involved. And we're all involved in this war at some level. Everyone is worthy of love and forgiveness, no matter what has happened. So let us remember our you first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And remember that those that are acting and hurting and attacking others are very deeply steeped in fear. They do not know what love is. So we cannot continue to do things the way we've always done them and expect things to change and grow. We must get off that hamster wheel that we got ourselves into, round and round and round and around. Fear begets fear, and we get stuck there. We must deconstruct and reshape our thoughts, emotions, and feelings so we may grow and learn and enhance our lives. lives. This is the process of raising consciousness. And raising consciousness is, in my opinion, the only way that we can get ourselves out of this hamster wheel and start developing and healing and living the lives that I know we all want. That's what we have to do, raise our consciousness. Because raising consciousness means going beyond the fear. Now, remember that only you create the changes in your lives. Nobody else does it. And it requires you to do the work. One thing I've learned over the years is when I do the work, at first it is difficult, and it does take a lot of commitment to stay with it. But when I do stay with it, and it works, the next time is easier, the next time is easier, and the next time is easier. So today, in our Raising Consciousness class, we're celebrating 1 year. This is the 12th class. So I'm going to do a year in review. I'm going to do that so that you can see that there is a method to my madness, and that all this stuff I've been talking about actually does fit together. So I hope you will join us after the service for my class. But right now, I would like to invite you to go into meditation with me. And so find that very comfortable place. And let your chair support you. And just relax that body and breathe. Just breathe. That breath of life. Just relax. And know in this very moment, you are very much alive. You are very safe. You are sitting within the love of all of these beautiful people, friends and family here. And so in this very relaxed state, think of something or someone that brings to you a very great sense of appreciation and love. When you think of them or it, you can't help but smile. For it is love. And as you feel that love in your heart, I ask that you agree to open your heart wider. Perhaps see a bubble of unconditional love in your heart. And then I want you to take a very deep breath. And as you breathe in, bring into that bubble of unconditional love all of the people, all of the experiences of this whole lifetime. Bring them into your heart, into that bubble, and embrace them in love. And see how good that feels. And now, even though you may never remember it, I want you to willingly breathe in all of those experiences from past lives into that bubble of unconditional love in your heart. Embrace them. Give them the gift of the blessing. And feel how your heart feels. And now I ask that you breathe into your bubble of unconditional love. All the people, which is everyone, that has and is being affected by the Ukraine war. All, everyone, every person. Bring them in, embrace them in love. And because this is a holographic universe, they are going to receive it at some level. Because you are doing that, you are bringing more love to this situation. That is the highest thing we can do. So let's hold all of that in that bubble of love in our hearts. And now I want you to see a beautiful golden cord from your heart to your third eye. I want you to send that bubble up that third eye. Or excuse me, up that cord to your third eye. And envision all of that love going into a spaceship. And then send that spaceship filled with your love out into the universe. Be all that is. So breathe and feel the power of your love. And when you're ready, you can bring your attention back into this place, this space, this beautiful space where we are together in love. Thank you, everyone. It's always a joy being with you.
That was lovely. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Jeff. Love the music. Thank you very much. Well, as two of you said earlier, we had a community partner the last 2 months, which was the Friends of the Van fans. And now we celebrate our community partner, which is Food Backpacks for Kids. And that's going to be our community partner for this month and next. This is an organization that relies on our generosity to fill backpacks with food so the kids can have something to eat over the weekend when they go home from school. And it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. So please remember that all our lives, we are in need, and others are in need of us. And as Tuvia has said often, these are kids, and they're waiting for the adults to show up to help them. So please give as you are able. If you are unable to contribute today, either to our fellowship or to the Food Backpacks for Kids, as the basket is coming around, I ask that you just bless it as best you can. And I ask Karen if she'll come forward to help pass this basket. And as she comes forward, please repeat after me. Divine love through me.
Divine love through me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive.
All that I receive.
I am prosperous now.
I am prosperous now.
Blessed be. So there's two sides to the basket, and one is for the food for backpacks, the other is for foof. And for those who don't have the means for today and you would like to send us a check, you can mail it to P.O. Box 2502, Florence 97439, or at any time you can make a contribution on our website and just click on the donate button and you can designate what you would like to go for foof and what you would like to go for our community partner. So, yeah, and Jeff's got some music to play as we continue to pass this basket. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We really thank you for your spiritual practice of giving and loving. Your contributions and love are received in grateful appreciation. Zana, would you like to extinguish the chalice? Isn't this exciting? I know, get excited. So I'm going to offer these words from Pope John Paul II. Let us remember the past with gratitude, live the present with enthusiasm, and look forward to the future with confidence. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
So now we're going to form a big circle around all of these chairs and tables, and we're going to hold hands or lock arms as best we can, sing our love song, our peace song. Let's have a really good day. It's our love song. And remember, Donna will be here, so keep your eye on her wherever she goes. You've got to follow. Jeff's going to join us around the circle. This is our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with love as our center, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step